We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last.
It's time for another conversation. Welcome to Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. I'm Noreen David. And with me this time around is Deborah. See, she made me get very conscious just now about her name before. Mallow. But I'm going to call her Deborah throughout. She's an author and she's a mindset positivity expert. Tell me a little bit what that means, Deborah, a mindset positivity expert. What does that mean?
We have a choice in our lives when it comes to ourselves, our thoughts, our words, our actions. And I like to teach, talk about, offer the positive approach as opposed to the negative approach.
Okay.
Loving ourselves, being kind to others, it's all a choice. And once we choose it, that becomes our habit, our pattern.
I love that you said that it is a choice, which is a nice segue then is why is self-kindness more effective than self-criticism? Why? So let's just define both terms and then talk about so self-kindness and then self-criticism.
Self-kindness, intuitively, we all know what it means. It's being kind to ourselves, offering ourselves grace and understanding as we would the random barista that messes up our order and we say everything's okay, but we would serve ourselves by doing that first. It's not selfish. It's part of self-care, being kind to yourself. And self-care, because it's not selfish, because when you feel good, you do better, you're kinder to other people. And I find that that just makes life easier. And this is what I'm about, sharing ways to make our lives easier, more enjoyable. Bring back the sunshine so that we have fewer days that suck. As you know, Noreen, that's my brand, fewer days that suck. So, my book too. So, self-criticism, self-hate, self-loathing, however you want to term it, is when we do the opposite and we find everything wrong with ourselves or many things wrong with ourselves. I used to do this, Noreen. I was a top sales rep before I went into doing this about 7 years ago. And what did I look at? Now, I was number one. So why am I criticizing myself? But I looked at the one or two things that didn't meet up to my expectations. Not that they weren't good enough, but they didn't meet my expectations. So I would focus on that as opposed to the 10 fantastic things we do. We circular think, we worry, we fear, we do all these things to find ways to criticize ourselves rather than to pull ourselves up, uplift ourselves, be the best we can be. Because when we do that, life is easier. People want to be around people that make them feel good. So if you feel good, you're not criticizing yourself, you're better for yourself and for other people. And we could get into how easy this change is. And I always say, don't discredit the strategy until you try it, because I'm a product of this. It really works. And people I coach also have managed to flip the script. And that's what it is. Flip the script from self-criticism to self-kindness.
Isn't it easier? People are going to listen and watch this, Deborah, and say it's easier said than done. And maybe because of the stage that you are in your life, you can adapt this. What would be your response to the cynics and those who are skeptical about something like this?
I agree. It's easier said than done, and we could start singing. Easier said than done. Anyhow, I can't
Mhm.
sing, but anyhow,
Mm,
it is. But once we're aware of what we're doing, like with me, I hit rock bottom. I just was just so unhappy. I was not connected to my joy. I mean, so what's the point if you're not
mm,
enjoying life? But with that awareness comes a decision. It all starts, and that's why I start my book with the decision. The first step is making the decision that you're going to make change. And once you do, it's not a massive overhaul. Just like
mhm,
I talked about resolutions, we get caught up in we have to do everything at once. It doesn't work that way. We overwhelm our brains
mhm.
because I'm all about the science behind things. So we feel overwhelmed and nothing gets done rather than consciously making a decision to do little things, micro shifts
Oh,
to make ourselves, I'll go back to it. I said it originally. My whole goal is to help people make themselves feel better. Not perfect. Life is messy. There's no magic bullet. And it's just difficult, but we can make things better if we choose to do that. Because who are we doing it for, Noreen? We're
mm,
doing it for ourselves first and foremost. Yes, it affects the people around us because who wants to be around somebody who's in a bad mood, who's angry and frustrated and feels the weight of the world on their shoulders? It's draining. And I always say protect your energy.
yeah.
And by doing things to make you feel good, not getting down on yourselves, is one way to protect your energy, to find balance and boundaries, and to be kind
Yeah.
to yourself. Let's right now, we could all give ourselves a hug
That's
because it
right.
feels good.
Mhm.
We need to treat ourselves well.
The fact that the idea is to then be kind to yourself and to be positive, is this then saying that you won't have, you know, any negativity at all, or is it just that you then learn how to manage that better?
I love it. Manage it because, as I said, life is messy and nothing will ever, ever be perfect. We have to stop with that. Just face the reality and build confidence in ourselves and resilience. A ways to, as you said, Maureen, you nailed it. Manage the negativity, manage the fact that human beings worry and fear and the negativity bias that we feel and where it's built within us, that naturally occurring cortisol spike that happens first thing in the morning. It's all about managing it so that you feel better. And I find once we're aware of these things,
Mm-hmm.
it's easier to manage because we understand it's not us. It's things that are happening that we need to deal with. And somebody said to me the other day, I love this. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Because how
Mm,
else
mm,
isn't that beautiful?
yeah.
How else do we grow? How else do you learn? We need to experience things so we learn how to manage them better. We can't escape it. We're living our lives. So why not make life the best it can be? And I get it. I know about being stuck. I
Mm,
know about negativity. I know it's easier to keep
mhm,
beating that drum. But you know what? Where's the joy in life then? And you're not present in the moment then. And if you're not present, how can you experience the joy?
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race.
Hi, I'm Deborah Mallow. I'm a mindset success positivity expert, and I'm excited to be on Noreen's podcast today talking about self-kindness versus self-criticism. And now we're going to take a break to hear something from our partners.
I was the person who the teacher would always call on to read aloud in class, and that traveled with me until whenever. But if you took away the paper, if you took away the book, I would freeze. I would die right on the spot. Let me introduce you to my 17, say 18-year-old self. Good with content if I'm to read. However, if I was to ever express my thoughts without writing them on paper, it was no good. Noreen was the one who recognized my flaw, but she didn't leave it there. She led me along the journey of developing my communication skills. She allowed me to know how to critically think on the spot, but not only that, how to arrange my thoughts logically so that I can come across as persuasive in my argument, using logic, using reason, and the right balance of emotive language. This came about through debating. I've always considered myself to be personally indebted to her because she exposed me to so many fundamental pillars of communication. The truth is, I am who I am today because of Noreen's coaching.
Noreen Daily, redefining the way you communicate.
In a world full of noise, N-Sound Media delivers voices that matter. From podcasts that challenge and inspire, to streaming TV that uplifts and informs, to music and stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is media built for community, culture, and truth. Independent, bold, unfiltered. Streaming worldwide and growing every day. Download, listen, watch. Join the movement that puts real voices front and center. N-Sound Media. Streaming innovation amplified.
Every move you make right now, your future sees it. Every shortcut you take, every excuse you repeat, every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow." But here's the truth. You don't gotta have life figured out today. You just gotta stop wasting it. The grind you ignore now becomes the regret you carry later. So lock in, show up, even when nobody's clapping. Because one day, your future self is gonna look back and say, "Thank you for not quitting." Your future is watching. Make it proud. This message is brought to you by the Daily Communicator, NoreenDaily.com, and N-Sound Media, nsoundmedia.com.
Welcome back. Let's continue the conversation, Noreen.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Face to face, we set the pace. Love so strong, no need to race.
We live in a society, and I know this is universal. We're constantly, different things coming to us at different angles.
Yes.
How or what works for you then, Debbie, to just remain positive with all that, people have to juggle, whether internally or externally? It's just a lot.
Absolutely difficult, right? But what I like to do, and I recommend everyone do it, is not react.
Okay.
In other words, we're going to respond, but because there's a difference. React is we get angry, we get frustrated, we let all our emotions take over. When we pause, reflect for a minute, think about how it's going to serve us. All that anger, all that frustration isn't serving you. Take that pause, reflect, and then respond. You give the brain a chance to settle, to calm the nervous system. We need to calm it. It really makes a big difference. So think, respond, not react. Don't let the emotions take over. And Noreen, I want to share this with you because you know I'm all about the science is
Mm-hmm.
little bits, these micro shifts, this awareness
Mm-hmm.
makes a big difference over time. And why? Our brains thrive on patterns. The more we create these positive patterns, the more that they will stick, the
Sure.
more they will feel good to us. People will notice just everything in your life will become that much brighter. I don't say perfect again. We all have things. We have to deal with death. We have to deal with accidents. We have to deal with other people, drama, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. But once we just pause and then respond and then deal with it, the better off we all are. Because again, I'm going to go back to it. It's
Mm-hmm.
serving ourselves. Once we are able to serve ourselves and feel better, we're better for everything around us. People, situations, you name it.
Don't you think, though, that it might be interpreted as being selfish?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yes, yes, I said, and that's why I say this is not selfish.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because again, just to go back to that, when we feel good, when we take care of ourselves, self-care, self-kindness, giving ourselves hugs, being kind to ourselves, all of that, we are better for all the people around us.
Mm-hmm.
When you do good, you feel better, and other people benefit because think about it. You're all stressed. You come home to your child, you're all upset, and
Mm-hmm.
you scream instead of listening, because you're on your last nerve, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
or any situation in life, whatever it might be, that we owe it to ourselves to be kind and not to think it's selfish, to think it benefits us so it benefits others, and it puts that ripple of kindness into this world. And that's what I am about. What can I add to the universe?
Mm-hmm.
And what can I do for myself to be able to feel better and do that? Because that is a big problem in this world
Yes,
now.
it is.
People need to be kinder to each other,
Okay.
but it all comes from all the stress we're under. So now we're working towards managing your word. I love it. The
Mm-hmm.
stress, the anxiety, the worry. Do you know, this is one of my favorite things to mention. There's a study out of Penn State. The
Mm-hmm.
participants in the study were going to be assessed on worrying. And do
Okay.
you know what they found? 91% of those participants, what they worried about never happened. That's
Mm.
telling you something about what the stress we're adding to ourselves. Think first what serves you. It's not selfish because it's calming you down so that you can be better equipped to deal with life's messy moments.
Yeah. 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 As we're wrapping up the conversation, what if you had to say, listeners, viewers, here I'm going to condense it into three steps or three things that you can do to just be, kinder to yourself. What would those three things or three steps be?
One, start the day on a more positive note.
Okay.
In other words, my morning routine, I smile because when we smile, you just immediately get an endorphin boost. I hug myself and I say something positive to myself because this sets the day up right. It sets it up not right, right, wrong. It sets it up better so that you can carry the positivity, that self-kindness with you and
Mm-hmm.
have a more successful end result to your day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, things will happen, but I'm talking about fewer days that suck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then two, start being hyper aware of what you do and work to change the things that don't serve you. Micro shifts. When you start thinking negative, think something positive. Flip the script. So instead of saying, oh, when something happens, I'm so
Mm-hmm.
stupid, say, you know what? I'm going to lean on my intuition, and next time, don't go in that direction.
Yeah.
Or just
Yeah.
be kind to
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And then the third thing is to just try to bring in those positive things into your life. You see behind me, I have all these happy things. Surround yourself with happy things, a positive community. Move. If you don't like the gym, so take a walk,
Mm-hmm.
stretch. We need to find ways to boost our endorphins, to find the joy in everyday life and not bring on all that extra stress. Find things to look forward to. I don't have it here, but I like to have an accomplishment jar. I
Okay.
like to, I like to, because again, it goes back to all the things that we think we we find fault with. Find the things in the day, in the week
Mm-hmm.
that you accomplished, because we all do, and read them over the year, here and there when you need a boost to make you feel good. Find ways to make you feel good when you feel stressed. Manage it. Look at something funny. Text somebody a kind word. Do things that serve you. So those are my three things to do. It might be a little long, but honestly, it deserves explanation so that you can do it easily. I'm all about strategies that are easy to implement. And then at the end of the year, you're going to see how
Yeah.
much better you feel, but document it. Don't put pressure on yourself to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but drop in little notes. Today, I didn't get angry. I calmed myself. That's an accomplishment. Today, I did one thing towards a goal or a hobby or something that I wanted to achieve. Things that help you feel good.
Thank you so much for sharing, Deborah.
Thank you, Noreen. It's been a pleasure to just inspire your audience alongside you. You are a legend. I love your podcast. As everybody
Thank you.
who's I've listened to so many, and they
Thank
are
you.
all, thank you,
Thank you so
also
much.
uplifting, and they give practical advice, easy to do things, just to make little shifts.
Thank you.
All
Thank
your
you.
podcasts.
Thank you. This was Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, but with other people. I'm Mary Daly. Until next time.
We talk it out, no time to waste. Ooh, yeah. Face to face, we set the pace. Hey, hey. Love so strong, no need to race. We hold it tight in every space, making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it last. Making it last. Oh, making it last. Yeah, yeah. Through the future, through the past. Building it high, keeping it fast. Communication, making it